Okay, people, today is Tuesday. Tomorrow's my birthday. And here you go, baby. Oh, I'll use that as my gravity experiment in a second. Today's Tuesday, about noon. It was really nice this morning, and then it kind of got billowy. It's at least billowy, not straight lines. Still wouldn't go with real, but, to the average observer, this would look normal. Not to us. There's that bird all the way up there. Look at him sneaking up there. I don't know if I'm getting him because the sun's right in my face, but anyway. I guess that bird, the law of gravity does not exist. With the birds, here's my thing on gravity, like I was trying to explain to my husband, which that almost is as bad as bringing up John F. Kennedy Jr. being alive, which he is. I don't care what you all say on here. Don't even comment back on it. You will not change my mind, Evan. And flat Earth. Now, I'm going to have to tell you. Because, remember I was discussing this with you before. I've never been to space, so I can't say for 100%. No one really knows yet. Well, somebody knows. Just not us, little people. In this whole gravity thing, I was telling my husband, like, just for instance, that bird just reminded me of it. He's over there flying away. And the amount, now, what we were taught in school, which should right there tell you that it's bullshit, is that we're a ball and we're spinning. We're the ones moving. The sun and the moon are not moving, we're moving around it. That's getting harder and harder to buy into. But there's another bird that is immune to gravity. And so if we are indeed spinning, there would have to be something that would hold down billions of gallons of water for the ocean, because we're almost all ocean. So if we're spinning around, we have to think of something that these people will believe. Why aren't the oceans just spilling all over the place? Okay, gravity. Gravity is able to hold. And in some places, you know how deep these oceans are. In some places, they don't even know how deep. So we're talking a lot of weight. You know how heavy water is. Very heavy. So just add that. Keep that in mind for this story. So, okay. So that's it. Gravity. There is a non-seeing force that is holding me to the ground right now. Holding my dogs to the ground. They're not flying away because of gravity. Yet, and this has got to be a very strong force because it's holding the house down, the trees down, millions and zillions and billions of gallons of water, because the earth is almost all water, so that has to be a pretty strong gravitational pull. I'm sure they have made up something to explain why. Maybe it's a little stronger with the water, but I really haven't gotten into that because I don't believe it anyway. So anyway, the gravity's holding down my dogs, holding down that white thing, holding down this little planet. But for some reason, birds are immune to this extremely strong gravity field. Now, my husband tried to explain to me, well, because like planes. Well, planes is another one, by the way. They're not sucked down to the earth. And my husband's like, well, that's because they're in motion and they're going a certain speed. And every single thing they taught you in school, he verbatim fed me back. And I'm just trying to say to him, okay, maybe it's true. I'm not, I can't bet my life on it. But look at it logically, which he doesn't. So it's hard to talk to him about any of this. So I spend most of my time with you guys. Logically, yeah, okay, maybe it is going 500 miles an hour. And some of these smaller planes aren't going that fast, but like this one going by right there. Gravity doesn't seem to bother him either. So if you're telling me that as long as you're moving fast, you're not going to get sucked down into the gravity. But it's so strong, it can hold down millions and billions of pounds of ocean, fences, houses. It's just something about this doesn't make sense, right? I never really thought. I thought about it even before I got to be awake. I always thought that was weird because, like, if I took a feather right now and just let it go, it's just gonna fly up and up and up and just carry on with the wind. But why would it do that? I mean, this gravity. Why isn't my dog just floating up and up and up until eventually the wind let it back down? It doesn't make sense because it's not true. We're not moving, and it's flat. That's why everything is sticking to the ground. Planes fly. The ocean is not spilling over or flipping over because we're not moving. We're not even a ball. It's flat. Anyway, that conversation went over like I just told him 2 aliens are living in our basement. Name Homer and Marge. He looked at me like, yeah, okay, don't start with this. Don't be one of those people. Hey, Bird, how come you're not affected by the gravity? Why? You're not even moving. I guess he will be sooner or later. But, and it's interesting, if you look at, the Space Force that Trump just started, look at the logo. There's a logo on there if you Google it. And look how interesting that logo is. I think he's literally telling you what we know to be true. That we didn't, this beautiful earth with everything in it, so perfect down to our bodies are that perfect. I mean, perfect. This was not a mistake. This was not a big bang. We're not eluding from the ocean. It's not evolution. We weren't monkeys and then just became really super smart. There's a dome. God created us. There is a heaven and there is a hell. It's too beautiful. We happen to be the only planet. NASA's full of shit, by the way. The more you'll learn about that. And it's so sad that, that we're about in our, not old, but okay, we're over 40s and stuff. We're in the late 40s, early 50s. But so sad that we didn't know this earlier to wake up, because it would have been interesting, just different, I guess, to be like trying to explain this to my son. He's only 17 and he has his whole life ahead of him, and it's like the biggest thing that's ever happened to us, ever, in the history of the world. They're going to prove that God does exist, and they've been lying, and the reason they lied about the earth being round and we're just a ball floating in the middle of nothing, but we're the only one that has these beautiful trees and leaves and skies and the blue skies and the sun. Does that sound normal to you? I mean, no, it doesn't. It's because they didn't want us to believe in God, and they started it from day one. And if you don't believe it, if you didn't believe it then, you better start believing it now, because now the truth is coming out. They're not even hiding it anymore. They don't want you to, the Christians are being persecuted. The churches are being burned. They don't want anything about God in school. They're lying to you about history. This is all Illuminati, sorcery, bullshit. And it was all, so you would think, and which we did. We followed it like perfectly, like the sheep we were. Okay, yeah, we're a ball. We're floating around. We're random, and everybody got away from God, and every generation, slowly but surely. Now these kids today know nothing about God, which is completely our fault, but can't do nothing about it now, but I'm trying. But the gravity story isn't holding water. Let's see what I did there. I'm just not buying it. If you think about it, it's like, how did I not even think about this before? But yet, anytime I come up with, my husband said the same thing. Oh, well, birds don't affect gravity because they're in flight. I'm like, well, they're not going 700 miles an hour, brother. It's crazy. Anyway, that's my sermon of, hi, Yale.
In the middle of this, drink water.
Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'd like all my presents sent to, I'll give you my address, okay? Okay, I want a baby Bigfoot.
This is an extraordinary.
Bye.